Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo. No matter where you come from, what you believe, who you love, here for the first time or a member for many years, you are very welcome here. Welcome also to those joining us online. You especially are regulars, those who chose to join us online because of the unfortunate malfunction of our elevator today, and those who forgot to set your clocks ahead last night and discovered you didn't have enough time to get here in person. My name is Phil Disick, and I'll be your worship associate today, and the Reverend Bethany Russell-Lowe will be leading the service. If you are visiting or just feel new, we invite you to join the welcome table, the welcome team at the table in the parish hall with the purple tablecloth. It's in the far end of the parish hall near the double doors. If you're not familiar, we have coffee, wonderful dishes to share, and sweets during the coffee hour. Please join us. We have a number of announcements in addition to what's in your order of service and on the e-blast. Sotto Voce, our resident opera company, will present Pietro Mascagni's Cavalleria Rusticana right here in our sanctuary on Friday, March 20th and Sunday the 22nd, both at 7:30. Tickets are available online and in the parish hall next week after service. There'll be a new member orientation on Tuesday, the 24th at 6 p.m. Pizza and salad will be provided, and entire families are welcome. Email the Reverend Bethany at minister@buffalouu.org if you plan on attending. Today is a multi-generational service for elementary age children and up. If your child is in pre-K or kindergarten or the nursery, you can take them to their classes after announcements. Are you looking forward to spring, like we all are? You can order spring flowers and Easter lilies, hyacinths, and tulips. The orders are due March 22nd, that's in 2 weeks. Pickup will be April 5th. See Andrea Burke-Harris in the parish hall or email. The postcard campaign that was mentioned in this week's e-blast has unfortunately been postponed. That won't happen today. But the grief group is meeting today at 12 noon in the Gardner Room, and anyone is welcome there to share their reactions to grief. Please see Bonnie Collins for more information. And I believe Tony Keller, wherever you are, Tony, has an announcement for us. Yeah.
Volunteer. I'm here to ask you to volunteer for a number of the activities that go on in our family of UUCB. First of all, by my attire, I'm interested in the garden, the compost, the hedge, but Bridget Evans gives us leadership in that beautiful garden out there. Watch the weekly blast and you'll see garden news and you'll know when to show up. Now, the garden has been my driving interest for about 15, 20 years, but before that, the most sublime volunteering you can do in this parish is the choir. Under the competent leadership of Jesse Downs, we have got one of the best choirs in Buffalo. And it's a privilege to sing with that group. Volunteer. Then there's the RE under Jess Pond. It's a wonderful introduction for our children. The food ministry is fairly new. I look forward, I've got a little apple strudel and gravlax salmon out there right now. And also there's a new group just starting up, but it actually had been going on Tuesday mornings. They clean the church. You know, the vacuuming and the rags and the dusting and all of that. Now, because we're a family, we've got to pitch in on our chores. Too many times in a household, Mom gets to do it. We've got to pitch in. Mom has got enough to do.
Thank you, Tony. I'd love for you all to turn and greet your neighbor or stay seated and listen to the din if that's what you wish.
How are you two today? Good, good. You want to inspect that? You know, we're going to sing soon. Take care. All right, thank you. Can you say bye-bye?
Bye. Nice meeting you.
You too. Thank you.
Good morning. If we haven't met, my name is Reverend Bethany Russell-Lowe, and I have the great pleasure and honor of serving this fabulous congregation. Our words for call to worship come from my colleague, Reverend Bob Janice Dillon. Here within these walls, here in this community of love and justice, we pause our busy lives to consider what is worthy of our deepest yearnings. In the time we are given here, may we pay attention to the wonder of each moment. May we grieve what is lost, and may we be grateful for our life on this beautiful earth. And may we prepare ourselves for the work love calls us to do, just as we are. May we be the beloved community. I wanted to draw your attention to a little sheet you should have inside your order of service. And if you didn't get a direction to take a marker or a writing implement on the way in, Jess is going to bring some around right now. Later in the service, we're going to do something with this little sheet that says, what do you see, hear, or feel in the sanctuary? So throughout the service this morning, maybe you jot notes or you draw a little thing or one moment captures your attention and you really focus on that. It could be any of those things. It's the invitation just to note or draw what you see, hear, and feel in the sanctuary. And everyone, no matter your age or writing ability, should have one. So if you don't, the ushers have extra orders of service, and Jess is bringing around markers. So just drawing your attention there. And will you rise in body and in spirit so we can recite our chalice lighting words together? The words will be up on the screen, and they're printed in your order of service as well. We gather in loving community, inspiring one another to transform ourselves, to create a more just and compassionate world. And will you stay where you are or take a seat if your bones are tired this morning? We're going to sing hymn number 21 in your gray hymnals, For the Beauty of the Earth. The words will be on the screen or in number 21. You may take a seat. We are truly blessed this morning with the opportunity to dedicate ourselves to the raising and nurturing of our children, and to one child in particular, Maddie and Billy and Genevieve. Come on up here. And Evie, Mary Claire and Michael, you can too. Yeah, stand right over there. Perfect. Madalena and Billy, you have brought your darling daughter here to be dedicated. This is not a baptism nor a ritual to usher children into any particular belief system. We are not purifying this child. We are rather welcoming them on the path to being her truest self. Surrounding beloved Nora today are her parents, Maddie and Billy, her big sister, Genevieve, as well as her godparents, Mary Claire and Michael. Welcome. Nora's circle of support, as well as Maddie and Billy's, extend far into the pews this morning and well beyond these walls. And today we're gathering here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo to welcome Nora on the path to being human. We are committing ourselves to guiding her as she finds her own way. In Unitarian Universalism, we dedicate ourselves not to any particular faith or belief, but to the spiritual, personal, and emotional care of a community. Maddie has brought a letter that she wrote to Nora, and she would like to read it now. Should I put this here for you? Okay.
Dear Nora, they say it takes a village to raise a child. We've gathered yours here today so that they can honor you and welcome you into this world. The world may be big and scary, but your village is strong and secure. We promise to give you a life full of love, laughter, and adventure. We promise to keep you safe while still letting you learn lessons only scraping your knees can teach you. We promise to show you all the small miracles happening around you, but you have to remember to look. We promise to keep your light bright and remind you how perfectly you fit into the world and into our lives. We promise to build your confidence and encourage all the unique and quirky things that make you you. We promise to respect that although you'll always be our baby, you have your own journey and your own path to forge. We promise to remember that at every age, that whatever you're going through and struggling with is legitimate and looms large. We promise to show you how easy love is, how easy it is to give and receive when it's good. Our love is easy and free-flowing, but it's not fragile. There is nothing you could do to break it. Most of all, we promise, whoever you are and wherever you're placed in the world, we will love you each and every day of your life.
Maddie and Billy, you have made some promises to your child, to your children. Know that any parent bearing the weight of such responsibility will often need to call on the support of that village you mentioned in your letter. You will need the support of your friends, your family, your community to raise your children and to maintain your own relationship. So do you promise to call upon community and friends and family when you need support and counsel? If you do, please say, we do.
We do.
Perfect. And to the older sister, Genevieve, do you promise to teach, love, and care for your little sister all the days of your life? You do? Good. To the godparents, Michael and Mary Claire, your relationship with this child is unlike any other. It's very special. Do you promise to take seriously your roles as godparents, to nurture and support, encourage and challenge, and most importantly, to love Nora all the days of your lives? If so, please say we do. We do. Perfect. Maddie and Billy. Oh no, we need that. Yes. Maddie and Billy, what is the full name of the child we're dedicating today?
Nora Ann Lewis.
Perfect. Nora Ann Lewis, you are unique in the universe, precious and powerful already. We will use a rose to dedicate you today, to remind you and us of the beauty and potential of life. I'll give it to you in a minute. This is a rose whose thorns have been removed, symbolizing that it is the role of the adults around you to protect you from some of the harsher elements of our world. Beloved Nora. Beloved Nora. I'm going to touch your head, okay? May your mind be filled as wonder as you search for what is true. May your perspective be unclouded by prejudice and fear. Can I put it in your mouth? May you speak powerfully and honestly, yes. May you be generous and loving. And may your hands do the work of bringing love and justice into our world. Do you want the flower? You can have it. Thank you. Welcome. Will all the children of the congregation and the children of the family and friends now please stand or direct your attention? If you need to stand on the pews, if your boots aren't too muddy to see, go ahead and stand up so you can see. Just the children. Perfect. All the children, if you will. Direct attention. It is your turn to make a promise now, the children. Do you remember when you were as little as Nora? Do you remember how much you looked up to the big kids? You are those older kids for beloved Nora. We know it's important to treat all our friends at church fairly and lovingly. Do you promise to welcome Nora, to watch out for her, and to help her when she is sad and hurt? If you do, please say, we do. We do. Perfect. And now will the whole congregation please turn your attention this way, rise in body and in spirit. Do you promise to treat Nora as she wants to be treated? Do you promise to nurture Nora as she explores what's true for her? Do you promise to support Maddie and Billy as they raise their children? Do you promise that you will answer all their calls for support and counsel when they call upon you? And do you promise to live your lives in such a way that the lives of all children are enhanced? If you do, please say, "We do." Nora Ann Lewis, today we dedicate you to the love and care of this wide community and to Unitarian Universalism beyond these walls. Welcome, little one. We are so lucky to have you among us. Good job.
Each and every week, we take a good portion of our Sunday morning offering and give it away to a social justice cause outside our church walls. This month, our Share the Plate partner is Good Neighbors Healthcare, and you can support their mission in the various ways shown on the screen above. Let us give generously as we are able to support the work of this church, our members, and also our wider community. Our offering will now be gratefully received.
Paul and Silas, bound in jail, had no money for to go their bail. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Paul and Silas begin to shout. The jail door opened and they walked out. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Gotta hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Gotta hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Freedom's name is mighty sweet. Soon one day we're gonna meet. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Got my hands on the gospel plow. I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Have to hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Have to hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Gonna ride for civil rights. Gonna ride both black and white. Keep your eyes ever on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Got my jail and violence too, but God's love has always seen us through. Keep your eyes ever on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Always hold on. Keep your eyes right on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Always hold on.
Our reading this morning is called Set in Stone by the Reverend Dr. Victoria Safford from her book Walking Toward Morning. In a cemetery once, an old one in New England, I found a strangely soothing epitaph. The name of the deceased and her dates had been scoured away by wind and rain, but there was a carving of a tree with roots and branches, and among them the words, "She attended well and faithfully to a few worthy things." At first, this seemed to me a little meager, a little stingy on the part of her survivors. But I wrote it down and have thought about it since, and now I can't imagine a more proud or satisfying legacy. She attended well and faithfully to a few worthy things. Every day, I stand in danger of being struck by lightning and having the obituary in the local paper say, for all the world to see, she attended frantically and ineffectually to a great many unimportant, meaningless details. How would you want your obituary to read? He got all the dishes washed and dried before playing with his children in the evening. She balanced her checkbook with meticulous precision and never missed a day of work. Missed a lot of sunsets, missed a lot of love, missed a lot of risk, missed a lot, but her money was in order. She answered all her calls, all her email, all her voicemail, but along the way she forgot to answer the call of service and compassion and forgiveness, first and foremost of herself. He gave and forgave sparingly, without radical intention, without passion or conviction. She could not or would not hear the calling of her heart. How will it read? How does it read? And if you had to name a few worthy things to which you attended well and faithfully, what, I wonder, would they be?
When we moved into our house in Tucson over 7 years ago now, there was a Palo Verde branch stuck in the ground in the backyard next to the pool. We had a pool in Tucson. It was cool. It was unexpected, but it was there. Whether that branch got there on its own or someone stuck it in the ground, I will never know, but I called it a volunteer. I like to believe that it was a volunteer branch, but I had little hope for that Palo Verde branch to grow into a tree. The desert is a hard place to survive. However, after that brilliant monsoon summer and all that rain, it grew a few more branches. The next year, the rains came again, and it grew a few more branches, and it resembled a small tree. And after another year, the tree was tall enough that we had to trim the bottom branches so we could maneuver around the tree while cleaning the pool. By the next summer, we got a notice from the city that we needed to trim the branches falling over the wall because the trash truck was having trouble getting by them. By the next year, we might have wished we hadn't let that tree grow so much by how many yellow flowers it dropped in the pool. And the next year, the trunk was too wide for me to even wrap my two hands around. Despite my prediction, that tree grew. In our 7 years there, it became a proper Palo Verde, offering shade for other plants to grow in the harsh desert summer. The smell of its yellow flowers in spring was sweet and earthy. The bright green of its bark never ceased to fill me with awe. What I haven't told you yet is that I'm a terrible gardener. I can't even keep the most resilient cacti alive, even inside. And yet, This Palo Verde became a tree. Activist and writer Adrienne Maree Brown once wrote, "What we pay attention to grows." That Palo Verde grew because I noticed it there as a volunteer branch that first year. It grew because the monsoon rains found her and fed her. If it had taken root 2 summers earlier, it might not have had the same trajectory because the droughts came then. It might not have survived. It grew up because we trimmed those lower branches early on. It grew out because we and other desert creatures yearned for its shade. It grew because creation paid attention to it. Adrienne Maree Brown's words resonate beyond plants too. When we only pay attention to hatred and fear, that is what grows in us. When we only pay attention to division and difference, that is what grows in us. Franz Kafka once wrote, "Evil is whatever distracts." But what if we pay attention to love? Love for creation, love for all people, that love which is at the center of our faith, which is big and wide and embracing, that can also grow. When we pay attention to those small acts of kindness, the ways we show up for each other, that community care can grow too. If you imagine the world as it could be, as you wish it would be, what would you pay attention to here to grow to there? There's a school of thought called process theology, and there are whole books written on it, some too dense for my appetite, but I could suggest one if you want. My colleague, Reverend Elizabeth Stevens, has offered, I think, one of the best descriptions of process theology. And she starts by asking, what's the best way to wake someone up in the morning? So if you are currently or have ever been a parent to teenagers, or if you've ever been a teenager yourself, I want to hear your answers. What's the best way to wake someone up in the morning? Don't. Oh. Sometimes. What's another way to wake someone up? Softly. What's the answer over here? Turn the light on. Oh! Yeah, What else? Rip the covers off. Yeah, there's one over here. Alarm clock. You just put it in somebody else's hands. Yeah. Make noise in the kitchen. We're getting closer, so I'll pivot. These are all great ways. These are all great ways. Reverend Stevens says that the best way to wake someone up in the morning is to go downstairs and make pancakes. She writes this: as the scent of breakfast wafts up into the bedroom, noses twitch and eyes open of their own accord. People not only make their way out of bed happily, but if you establish rules like no breakfast until you're dressed, including socks, the whole morning routine unfolds effortlessly and culminates in shining, happy faces, willing to set the table and put syrup out. She continues, now making the theological connection. In process theology, God, or the spirit of life, or the creative spirit, or goodness, or love, insert whatever word works for you, God works like the scent of pancakes in the morning to awaken longings deep in the heart, luring not just people, but all of creation forward in a continually unfolding process of growing and becoming. This is the basic foundation of process theology, that God, or whatever your word or sense is, wants us to notice and pay attention to and create beauty in the world. Beauty in the form of love and care, art and music, justice and compassion. Beauty is anything that gives us that tinge, that feeling we know well when we smell someone making pancakes downstairs. That thing that lures us into its orbit and encourages us to practice love and care, compassion, and justice. Prolific author Alice Walker wrote in her book, The Color Purple, "I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple in a field somewhere and don't notice it." God, or again, whatever your name is for that which is bigger than you, wants us to notice purple, to notice beauty, to notice love, compassion, humility, grace. They want us to notice these things because what we pay attention to will grow. In her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer describes paying attention in an even deeper way. She says, the land is the real teacher. All we need as students is mindfulness. Paying attention is a form of reciprocity with the living world, receiving the gifts with open eyes and open hearts. Maybe we don't have to notice things for them to grow. Maybe we humans aren't the point here. Maybe we grow because we notice. We grow love because we notice our neighbors caring for each other. We grow compassion because we notice the wounds of the person who irks us. We grow peace because we notice how we are yearning for grounding and relationship. Paying attention, expecting reciprocity, is going into it feeling that you might be changed by what you see, by what you feel. Paying attention without expectation pulls us into relationship with creation. It reminds us we're not just part of creation, we are creation. We are something that others notice growing. As the swirl of our world and government surround us, may we take time to slow down and tune in. May we pay attention to what we want to grow. May we go downstairs and make pancakes sometimes. May we notice that color purple in a field somewhere. May we believe that paying attention is a way of reminding us of creation. Amen. And may we make it so. We are going to sing again. Number 1003 and your teal hymnals. Are we rounding this or just? We're rounding this, so Sharon's going to tell you what's up. Please rise in body and or in spirit, whatever your bodies are allowing this morning.
Good morning. So every line of this hymn is going to be sung 2 times. We're going to go through each of the 4 lines together as a congregation. And then folks on my side of the room over here, we're going to start at the beginning. We'll sing the first line 2 times. Then folks in the middle with Sean are going to start at the beginning as we arrive at line 2. And then the folks on this side of the room with Michael are going to start at the beginning as Sean arrives at line 2 and we arrive at line 3. You cannot do this incorrectly, so please just join us. Thank you.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where
I invite you to join me in a spirit of meditation. A few moments for us all to pay attention to our breath together. Find a seat as comfortable as you're able. Ground yourself. Maybe settle your feet flat on the floor, your back against the back of the pew. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. As you breathe in and out, feel your body relaxing. The relaxation spreads through your body, starting with your toes, moving up through your legs, into your chest and your back and your arms. Relax your face and your neck. Unclench your jaw. Your whole body is completely comfortable and relaxed. Now imagine that you are a seed. This seed can become anything you dream of. Maybe place a hand on your belly as you take your next breath. Feel the power of that seed in you. Imagine that you have been planted somewhere safe and warm. It's a special place, and you feel loved and happy. You are filled with love in your heart. As you take your next breath, maybe place your hand on your heart. Feel that love, that warmth. You begin to sprout and to grow. What does it feel like to grow? Maybe stretch your legs out in front of you, stretch your arms, wiggle your fingers and your toes. You are changing. What is it you are becoming? What does your new body look like? What things are you able to do? Imagine yourself moving around in the safe place where you were planted, maybe swaying side to side, reaching out with your shade. What do you do? And then when you're ready, imagine yourself changing again. Turning back into yourself, ground your feet back on the floor, and come back into the sanctuary with all of us here.
My, oh my, it has been a few weeks. I've been out of the pulpit for 2 Sundays in a row, which, all ministers need that, and I love that sometimes, but these past 2 weeks has been hard. A few weeks ago, a neighbor of ours here in Buffalo, Nurul Amin Shah Alam, may peace be upon him, died in our city due to negligent and inhumane actions of Custom and Border Patrol, right? He had been incarcerated for a year due to ableist and xenophobic actions and practices of our Buffalo Police Department, as well as local prisons. Our prayers remain with Nurul's family and friends, as well as all those who are unjustly incarcerated by agents of the police state, and all the communities that surround incarcerated ones. And we are now at war in Iran, throughout the Middle East. Yet another reckless intercession by our government and another country's affairs, not, as they say, for the purpose of freedom, but for the purpose of domination and control. Our prayers extend to the families of all those killed by unnecessary violence in the Middle East, American, Iranian, Israeli, and others. Will you take a moment with me to remember all those who are hurting in our country and beyond? If you can, quiet yourself and say a silent prayer for peace, or maybe whisper it if it needs to get out of your body. See if you might let that prayer of peace radiate outside of you and hold your neighbor in its embrace. And then there is today, which, I'll warn you, this is humorous. Some might consider the worst Sunday of the year, the beginning of daylight savings time. I haven't been through this for a few years. In Arizona, we don't do this, and I think it's smart there. As I was leaving my kitchen this morning, I was convinced it was time to bike to work, but the oven clock said differently, and I had this moment, and I said, the dog did not wake up at a civilized hour after all. This is our most disorienting week of the year. Studies prove it. Our productivity, whatever that means, goes way down. We will not know what time it is. We will be more exhausted. No one will be their best self this week. And here's another truth. The light is returning. The days are getting longer. Spring is on her way. Which are lessons for our times, are they not? When the manufactured disorientation, and by that I mean either daylight savings time beginning or practically any action of our fascist government happening, when the man-made distraction makes you lose your grip on reality, have grace with yourself and pay attention to what is real and true. The sun does not change their schedule, just as humans do not wish family separation or violence or death on each other, really. It's all distraction. My prayer for us these days is that we have the courage to not look away from the truth. And my hope is that we not be distracted by the horror, so distracted that we forget to direct our love and attention to the people and communities that need it most. There is so much distraction out there, and fascism loves distracted people. It loves people who go along. It loves people who are silent because they have no words. May we be the people who pay attention. May we be the people who disrupt as needed. May we be the people who speak up even if the only thing we can muster is no, not in my name. Amen.
So today I have a story for you, The Leaky Bucket, which is adapted from an old Chinese folk tale. A student was feeling restless and frustrated. He went to his teacher and said, "I feel like I don't have meaning in my life. What is the purpose of my life?" His teacher smiled and said, "That's a big question. We'll need to think about that for a while. In the meantime, why don't you help me by filling this water tank with water from the river down below the valley?" The teacher handed the student a dirty, leaky bucket to use to transfer the water. And the diligent student did as he was told. He walked all the way down the valley, filled up the leaky bucket, and all the way back to the water tank next to the school. He was concentrating so much on his task that he didn't notice how much water was leaking out of the bucket. Days passed, months, the water tank wasn't full yet. So upset and tired, the student went back to his teacher. "I have been filling this bucket for so long now, months, and the water tank is nowhere close to being full. I don't know how I'll ever learn the answer to my question." The teacher smiled kindly and took the student's hand and walked with him down to the valley, along the same path the student used to carry the bucket. There were flowers and bright plants blooming all along the path. "A few months ago, this was barren land," the teacher said. "Now it's a beautiful garden. Every day you carried water in your leaky bucket, you didn't realize you were watering the ground here. Now you can see all the plants you helped give life to." The teacher held up the bucket and said, "When I first gave you this bucket, it was dirty inside and out. Each time you carried the water, a little bit of the dirt and grease got washed off, and now it's all clean." The student understood. The answer to his original question suddenly came to him. "I'm like that bucket, with the purpose of filling the water tank." The teacher laughed and said, "Yes. You may not be able to see how you're being changed or the small changes you're making along the way now, but one day you'll be able to stand back and appreciate the garden you have grown. Every leak has its own divine purpose. When we can learn to stop focusing so much on the big purpose or the outcome, we can better appreciate the small joys along our path."
If you haven't drawn or written something on your paper, now's your time. Oh, I hear a rustling, so keep going. Write something or draw something on there, because what I'm going to invite you to do is to, in a moment, once we've all written or drawn something, to actually get up out of your seats and find someone across the aisle, or maybe even a few aisles away if you're daring, and exchange your paper with them. See what they paid attention to. And then maybe, in a moment, you'll then go to a different person and exchange with them, and you might paste your paper like 3 or 4 times, but write something or draw something on it first. So I'll give people 30 seconds, because I see a lot of faces saying, "I need time, Pastor, to write or draw something." Do me a favor and look up when you're ready, if you can. Or if you're opting out, just look up. Opting out is also okay. Wait here. Wait, are we ready? We need time. We feel ready. All right, get up, exchange your papers a few times, and notice what other people are noticing. Also, notice the people who might be sitting and not moving about, and exchange with them, friends. Lovely. Thank you, thank you. We are going to sing together before we leave the sanctuary, so make your way back to somewhere where you can see the screen or get a great hymnal, Rise in Body and Spirit if you're not there already and you need a stretch. We're going to sing hymn number 347, Gather the Spirits.
And please join me in saying our chalice extinguishing words. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love. Our benediction today is from an excerpt from Pilgrim at Tinker Creek by Annie Dillard. We are here to abet creation and to witness it, to notice each thing so that each thing gets noticed. Together we notice not only each mountain shadow and each stone on the beach, but we notice each other's beautiful face and complex nature so that creation need not play to an empty house.
Clusters of glory.